What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another Reddit video here on the Life Stories channel. My name's Dylan, and today we're going to be looking at some stories from the subreddit Tales from the Customer. So sit back, relax and enjoy the show. Young employee with a heart of gold. So I've been struggling the last few years since my husband and I separated. We're still trying to make things work, not actually divorced, but mostly living apart. While we were married, I stayed at home with my kiddos for 7 years, so I hadn't been in the job market for a while. Anyway, I work part-time now, and my husband is more than gracious with helping financially anyway. It's still hard and I work part-time, but we still get WIC and SNAP for our 3 kids. I went to a large bulk type store where you can only do cash or debit, and you bag your own stuff at the end. I'd gotten a few Visa cards from my parents as a birthday gift, so I didn't think anything of the food we were buying, knowing I had the cards to pay for what Snap wouldn't, like diapers, laundry soap, dog food, etc. When it came time to check out, I found out that my gift cards likely won't work, but we can try a default PIN that the checker knew about to get the exact balance on the cards so that she could do it manually. By this point, I have a huge line behind me, and I'm shaking as I enter the numbers on the PIN pad as I try and fail repeatedly to determine what the default PIN may be. The checker said that in most cases the machines recognise the Visa cards as credit, so it probably won't work. I had to try, I had no other means to pay. After about 10 minutes I'm shaking, gritting my teeth trying not to cry. A checker from 4 aisles over had somehow seen what was happening. Very young boy, probably just out of high school, strode over with a big grin, greeted my girls and asked me if my girls could have a candy. I said I can't manage to pay for what I have, let alone the treat. He said it was fine, helped them pick a treat, and even an extra chocolate bar for mum, me. He came around to me and just ran his own card. I was dumbfounded and just lost it. We're talking almost $200 in groceries, guys. He just did it and was smiling the whole time. I couldn't stop thanking and crying, and the people around us clapped for him. It was surreal, like something you see in a movie. He helped me and my girls pack our stuff and helped me load it into the car. He didn't say much to me, but focused on my girls, 3 littles under 6, and making sure they were helpful and all. He just kept talking with them on their level, but also telling his story to them. He mentioned that he had 4 brothers and that his mum was just like us, etc. It was the cutest and most humbling experience for me. Whoever this boy's mum is, I commend you. You're doing your stuff right. When he was done helping me load, he let me hug him, and I asked, still crying, and he just said, "Keep doing you and you guys will be alright," and skipped off to snag a stack of carts on his way back to the store. Not once did he seem to be second guessing his choice to pay so much for us, and was just happy, positive, cheery, almost inspirational. I didn't get his name, but I did call up and try to describe him best I could to management, so they knew they needed to hang on to that employee. This is the 2nd time this year I've been blessed by an awesome employee experience from this specific store. They're obviously hiring phenomenal people. I've already sworn to myself I'll be paying it forward the first chance I get. I think the most surprising part of it all to me was his apparent age. He could not have been older than 20. A teen boy doing this for me just blew me away. Now, I've had co-workers before who don't work there for the money but just do it for the experience, one notably a woman who worked in the deli I used to work in, and I can't imagine people that don't have to work in retail hell choosing to do so. It's such a miserable job, but at the end of the day, if they're spicing up someone's day and making someone happy, I tip my fedora to them. How many times do I have to cancel my appointment? For some backstory, I'm bipolar and have a history of abuse. While I'm doing good, I still have some things I need to talk about, and I was really hoping to start therapy again. I moved around a lot, so I haven't been in therapy since early 2018. I look around and find an office, their website seems really compelling, and the therapist the website showed me looked really nice. So I call and make an appointment. Week 0. I had to call about an hour before my intake appointment and cancel because on the way to my car, I fell and destroyed my ankle. I couldn't walk and had to be driven to urgent care. This was the only time I cancelled the same day for an appointment I set up. Week 1 was the initial intake appointment, the assessment stuff. This was Tuesday. They'd called me on Monday and asked about my scheduled appointment that I hadn't made, but it was the same time/day as the last one, so it made sense to me. I had to same day cancel that appointment because I didn't make it and didn't have time to leave. Insert $100 same day cancellation fee. So I see the intake counsellor Tuesday and I schedule an appointment for next Monday. Starts a new job. Week 2. My first actual therapy appointment. Not with the same person the intake appointment was with originally, which was strange. As I leave, they ask me about my next 2 appointments on the next 2 Mondays. I didn't recall making those, but I figured, yeah, every week at the same time makes sense, I guess. I told them I'd just started the job and I didn't know my work schedule, so I'd have to cancel my appointments and that I'd call them when I knew my schedule. Week 3. Monday comes and I hadn't called to set up a new appointment because I'd gotten so busy with my new job. I received a call at the previously scheduled appointment time asking where I was. I explained that I'd cancelled my appointment, but apparently not. I told her that there was no way I could make it as with traffic I was about half an hour away. She said I could still come in and I declined. She seemed very frustrated that I didn't want to come in. Insert $100 same day cancellation fee. I'm transferred to the front desk where asked if I was scheduled for an appointment the following Monday, the one I'd actually asked to cancel. They said yes, and I told them again to cancel it. This is officially the second time I've asked them to cancel this appointment. I was so frustrated I didn't set up another appointment. I expressed that I would call them when I was ready with my schedule. The following Thursday I'm at work and I get a call from them. I assumed they were calling to ask if I knew my work schedule. I did, so I picked it up, and it's the front desk. Hi, just calling to confirm your appointment for this oncoming Monday. Record scratch, excuse me, you're what? I told them no, hell no, absolutely not. I explained that I was very frustrated and this would mark the 3rd time I'd asked them to cancel this appointment. Had I not picked up the phone, I would have gotten another $100 same day cancellation fee. I told them to discharge me from their care, I was over it. Are you sure, blah blah blah, yes, 100% sure, discharge me. She said okay and I figured that was that. Week 4. My therapist called me either Monday or Tuesday. It's been a minute so I'm not sure. Hey Meatball, I understand you were having some scheduling issues. I was hoping we could work something out. I was absolutely enraged. I told her no, there was absolutely no way we could work something out. I explained that I'd asked 3 times before I got an appointment cancelled, and now that I was having to ask a 2nd time to be discharged. I was clearly not being listened to, and I wanted no part in it. She once again sounded really frustrated that I wasn't interested in coming back. Like she was mad at me for not wanting to see her. I went through a lot of abuse, so I'm really good at knowing when people are mad. Well, would you like me to make an appointment to discuss other options? I don't want to leave you without any care. I politely told her that she and the whole office could go themselves. So that was a disaster and I'm still pissed about it. I left them 1 star on Google and I even made a Yelp so I could leave them 1 star on there too. Well folks, the fact that a business whose literal entire existence revolves around listening to someone's troubles can't listen about cancelling an appointment is so ridiculous the irony kinda hurts. Ordering delivery twice in one night. About 5 years ago I was still living at home with my parents. My parents were on holiday for a few weeks, so my sister and I decided that cooking didn't seem like a fun idea, so we figured we'd order something in. I called up our local curry house, which were normally quite good, and we were advised that the delivery would take around an hour. Pretty standard times, as this was one of the few curry houses in the area, and therefore usually pretty busy. An hour comes and goes and still no curry. I'm generally a non-confrontational person, and this was a Friday night, so I figured I'd give them the benefit of the doubt and that they were swamped and they'd get to our food soon. Another 30 minutes go by, with still no food, so I called them up. I spoke to a guy who said that he apologised for the delay and said it would be ready and out of the door in a moment. Perfect, I think, and they're only a 5-minute drive away, so we'd have our food soon. Another 10 minutes go by and I'm getting frustrated. Almost 2 hours with no food, and I'm sick of it at this point. I call them again with no answer. I gave them 5 minutes and tried again with no answer. We decide whatever, we aren't going to get our food anytime soon, so we'll order it from somewhere else. We order a Chinese, and 30 minutes later it turns up with no issues at all. Still no call from the curry house and no sign of the delivery. Luckily we were paying in cash for our curry, so I wouldn't be out of pocket for it not turning up. I assumed they'd forgotten about us again and we wouldn't hear from them again about our elusive order. We sit down and eat our Chinese, and to be honest I don't even remember if it was any good. I was pissed off and hungry, so could have served me rubbish and sugar and I think I would have been quite content. We finish up our food, and what do you know, we get a knock on the door. I answer it and there's our delivery driver with the curry almost 3 hours after we placed our order. He starts to hand me the food and our conversation goes as follows. Delivery driver: sorry for the delay, we were busy tonight. Me: sorry, I don't want this food, it's been 3 hours and we ordered from somewhere else. What do you mean you don't want this? You ordered it. Have you spoken to a manager? I tried to about an hour ago and no one picked up the phone. What do you expect us to do? Just to wait? It's been 3 hours. So what you're saying is you won't pay for this? No, we won't. I can't believe this. Do you know how much trouble I'm going to get in for you not paying me? That's not really my problem, is it? Maybe don't take 3 hours to deliver next time. Then DD just walks off looking dejected. I'm not quite sure what he expected from me. How could they possibly think a 3-hour wait is acceptable? Needless to say, we haven't ordered from that place since. Well guys, that's why I order takeaway and pick it up myself. I live in rural England and most of rural England isn't covered by services just as Uber Eats or Just Eat, and even the curry house down the road doesn't do delivery, so I have to rely on my legs or the car. I swear I could hear him rolling his eyes. I call up my merchant service account. The terminal's been acting up. The last time I called I had a very pleasant experience. This time, however, was different. Tech guy, what seems to be the problem after verifying identity? Me. My credit card reader isn't connecting to the point of sale, despite the fact that the IP addresses match, and the network test comes back with all the gateways passing. When I had this problem last week, we realised that the date/time was off. I checked and the date time is set to the future. I can't remember how to change it, this was actually a lie, I just couldn't remember the password. Tech guy scoffs. It's not the date and time, I need you to go back to the brand name screen, and he proceeds to tell me in the most condescending manner, step by step, to go through the process of checking IP addresses, checking the network certificates, the whole works. I'm like, dude, I have to help customers, can you please just skip ahead to the date/time? But I go through it because he has a script, and he also insists that it's not the date time. When we repeat all the same steps and he can check his boxes, he says, well, it's not going to be the date/time error that isn't connecting, but I suppose we can fix it since it should be fixed anyway. Audible sigh. I open up that screen and skip ahead. He's like, do you need that password? In the absolute worst tone I can imagine. I say, yes please, and he sighs and tells it to me. I make him repeat it so I can write it down, and he does so, reluctantly. I fix the dates and he tells me the time doesn't matter. I go check and oh look, the POS is connected to the credit card reader again. Tech guy is silent. Me is silent. Tech guy. Is that it? Can I get off this call? Me. Thank you for your help. Tech guy. Hangs up. Me. Goes back and fixes the time anyway. Well, I'm not gonna lie, if I was him I would have ended the call by asking for his name, employee ID and a reference number for the call. The potential of where that could have led would be sure to ruin his day, even if I hadn't have done anything with the information. Just troll him a little bit. Well guys, that's the end of today's video. If you guys did enjoy, leave a like, rating down below, and I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye.